Geishas are a master of their art in entertaining, respected and adored. Today, we'll be gaining the influence over these highly skilled entertainers. I'm reviewing this two-player game, Hanamikoji. To keep it simple, gain the influence of the 7 geishas of Hanamikoji, Kyoto. This happens in 15 minutes or less by using card drafting and area control to win the game. The gameplay is great for someone looking for a game that is strategic, yet short in length because of how simple the game is to learn with how deep the strategy can get. The rulebook is easy to learn, the gameplay is fantastic. Let's check it out. What comes included in the game? We have the 7 geisha cards, we have the 21 item cards, which all match up to the specific geisha. For example, this geisha is a level 2, so she's going to have 2 item cards to go with her. We have 8 action markers and 7 favor tokens. How to win the game. You need to have the favor of 4 geishas by the end of the round. As you see in this example, she has the favor of the 2, the red 2, the yellow 2, the blue 3, and the orange 3. She would win this round. Another way of winning is to have the favor of at least 11 points worth of geishas. So as you see here, this would be 12 points. This would be 11. Now let's find out how to play. To begin, lay out the 7 geisha cards and put 1 favor token on each geisha, right in the middle. Give each player 4 of the action tokens, numbered 1 through 4. So the gameplay is pretty simple. Take your 21 item cards and remove 1 card from play. Take the rest of them, shuffle it up, give each player 6 cards. Put the rest to the side. So on your turn, go ahead and draw a card from the discarded pile we put away earlier. Look at your cards and choose one of the 4 following actions. The first action, place 1 card face down in front of you. This card will be scored at the end of the round. So for this player, they're probably going to try to find a favor of a card that may be a little easier to influence. Now that's just the strategy of this player. So she's going to put down this purple 2. She's going to take the action and flip it over. Now it's used. So I would be doing my turn, but for this example, I'm just going to play all 4 actions on her turn so you get the idea of how to play. The second action. Place 2 cards face down in front of you. These cards will no longer be used in the round. So what do I find that may not be in favor on my side? Well, if I get rid of the 5s, it's less of a chance that they will play 5s because potentially I could have a 5 under here, which means they would lose. So I'm going to take my 2 5s and hide them under the second action, flipping the token over. Now that may potentially be one of the worst decisions, but I'm going to stick to it. The third action. Place 3 cards face up in front of you. Your opponent chooses one to score and you score the other 2. So I'll look at the cards and really play my strategy out. What do I want to give them? What do I think that they're going to choose? And what do I want to play and that they won't choose? So I'm going to put out these 2 cards and a 3. Because potentially I could always score one of the 2s. And if he takes the 3, I'll score both 2s, gaining favor of this geisha since she only has 2 of her cards. So yeah, I am going to take the 3 because I want to take my potential shot at gaining. I'll put the card behind them and she is going to take the cards and place them under her. She for sure has 1 favor of the geisha because both cards are under her. Once you've done that, go ahead and flip it over. The last action is the 4th action. Place 2 sets of 2 cards face up in front of you. Your opponent chooses 1 set to score and you score the other. So since this is the final action I'm choosing, now keep in mind you could realistically play these actions in any order you'd like, but since I chose this to be my last action, I only have 4 cards left. So I'm going to go ahead and split it up. Do I want them to have the favor of the 2 higher scoring cards, or are they just going to take and possibly score the favor of the blue geisha? They're going to go with this one because they really want that They really want to try to win the favor of this geisha. So I'll take the remaining cards and place them under their geisha. So once all the actions are chosen, go ahead and take that final card that you put down in your first action, flip it over, and score for it. Now after placing all the item cards, now we score who has the most favor of each geisha. So in this example here, we both have one of this geisha's card, so her favor stays in the middle. With the second geisha, I have the most influence, so that geisha goes towards me. With this level 2 geisha, the yellow geisha, she has the most favor for having both of her cards, so she'll get the favor of that geisha. With the blue 3, only I have her card, so somebody must have hid their cards in the second action, but I still get the favor of it. I also gain the favor of the orange number 3 geisha because I have 2 of their cards. She doesn't have any. I gain the favor there. With the green 4 geisha, only she has a favor card in there, so she'll get in the action. And with the number 5 geisha, we both only have 1 5 out, so the favor stays there. Now in this example, nobody won the first round because I only have the influence of 3 geishas and she only has the influence of 2 geishas. And like I said earlier, you need 4 geishas to have your favor or an accumulative score of 11 points. So this would be 12 right here, that would score as a win. Or if you do a 5, 4, and a 2, that would be 11, that would be a win. But in this example, nobody has 4 favors of 4 influenced geishas. So you'd start round 2. Now round 2 plays the exact same way, except you will not be moving these favor tokens. It adds a slight spice of strategy, because if no one plays cards there, potentially you own that favor. What I don't like, honestly, it's hard to find. It does exactly what is presented. I would say the low luck element could make it pretty straightforward for those who enjoy unpredictability, but like I said, this game is pretty great, because what I do like is the artwork is captivating. It felt like a natural extension to the Hanamikoji theme. But don't be fooled, it's a solid strategic abstract game. It's nothing that is too aggressive, but can take a couple rounds to truly grasp the depth. It's versatile in the sense that it can teach the game in one full game, and it could be played generously. I would consider this a high replay value because of its quick gameplay and simple rules. It's quick to learn, but takes time to master. Does not mean it's hard to play. I'd buy it if you're looking for a solid 2-player game. Everything works.